Hi there, I'm Ben Morton and welcome to another episode of the Leaders Kitbag. It's the weekly micro edition of my podcast. Each episode is just 6 minutes long and is designed to provide you with tips, tools and tactics around specific aspects of leadership and management. It addresses some of the most common challenges you will face as a leader or manager. They are all recorded unscripted whilst I'm out walking in the countryside, so you'll probably hear birds tweeting in the background or just ambient noise as the people around me are going about their day-to-day life. That's all I'm going to say by way of an introduction, so let's dive straight in to this week's episode. If you're the type of leader or manager who would love to delegate more, but find yourself stuck because you are focusing on all of the things that could go wrong if you do delegate, then today's episode of the Leaders Kitbag is one for you. In this episode, I'm going to speak about 3 areas of focus that will really help you change and shift your mindset and help you overcome some of the common blockers that many leaders and managers have around delegation. So, to today's topic, overcoming some of these mental blockers or the fear we have about all the things that could go wrong if we were to delegate. And the first thing to think about here is we need to be kind to ourselves on this one, because as a species, we humans have a negativity bias. We will naturally, many of us will naturally focus on all of the things that could go wrong, all of the threats and dangers. And we do that for a very good reason, right? Historically, it has kept us safe because we've been tuned in to the risks and threats. It's stereotypical, yes, and slightly cliched, but it's because it helped us realise that the saber-toothed tiger was a threat, so we need to watch out for them and stay away from them. And we continue to use this same thinking in the modern world, especially at work. And this leads us to overly focus on all of the risks of delegating. And the thing is, it is true. Yes, there are risks to delegating. We could delegate a task and it might not go according to plan. A team member might make an absolute disaster of it. Or they might not if we delegate with enough time and we coach and support them. But regardless of that, we tend to focus on all of the risks and we don't focus on the potential upsides and benefits. We don't even focus on the risks of not delegating. So in today's episode of the Leaders Kitbag, I'm going to try and shift your mindset or perspective by giving you 3 areas of positive focus around delegation. 3 areas where there is a big upside to be gained. And the first of those is by thinking about the benefits to the organisation if we do delegate. The first of these is we have a more efficient, effective and productive team. By delegating, we start to remove ourselves as the blocker from our team and make them a much more high-performing team. Secondly, when we delegate, it gives us the time and space to step into leader mode more often, so we can start thinking about and working on those high-value strategic projects that are going to shift the results that the organisation we works for is looking to deliver. So the first area of focus is to just pause and think about the benefits to the organisation. The second area of focus is to stop and think about the benefits that delegation brings to our team. And there are many, but let's focus in on 2. When we delegate, it actually improves motivation. Why? Because delegation, generally, if we do it well, gives people autonomy. And we know that autonomy is one of the big motivators for most people at work. It's having a sense of freedom and choice. The second benefit
of delegation for our team is it increases their skills and gives them an opportunity for growth. And we know from Maslow and his hierarchy of needs that at the top of that pyramid sits self-actualization, which is about learning, growing, and fulfilling our potential. And then the third and final area of focus to think about is the benefits for us as a leader of delegating. Now, I've already touched on the first one of these, but when we delegate, when we let go, it gives us time back in our diary. And surely that is one of the things that we want and crave the most as a leader and manager. It gives us time to stop and think, to work on those strategic projects. The other benefit is it allows us to step into leading mode more often and step out of doing mode or managing mode. And if we've got more time for leading, our team are going to be more engaged, more inspired, more focused on the vision, and just better supported so we can keep delegating more and they keep delivering better and better results. So by delegating, we very quickly get onto a virtuous upward cycle of positive effects and impact. So you see there are a huge number of benefits from delegating, along with some risks of delegating, and don't forget the risks associated with not delegating. That's it for this episode of the Leaders Kitbag and for this block of content that I'm sharing with you. If you want to improve the delegation skills for yourself or for your organisation, then check out my website at ben-morton.com, where you can find out more about the leadership training, the one-to-one coaching, and the conference speaking that I do. And once you've taken a look, drop me a line via chat at ben-morton.com and let's start the conversation. Until then, look after yourself, look after those you've got the privilege and responsibility to lead. And as always, lead on.